Today, we're diving into a really fascinating rereading of Scripture. The idea here is that Scripture isn't just a linear story, but a living cosmic pattern. And in this pattern, prophets are way more than just messengers. They're the actual intersection points in a divine braid that weaves through all of creation. So let's just jump right in with a question that kind of flips the script on how we usually see things. Is the Quran simply a book that you read from cover to cover? Or could it be something much more alive? Like a blueprint for reality itself? Well, the source material we're exploring today puts forward this incredible model, a 3x7 Mobius loop. If you're not familiar, a Mobius loop is that cool shape with only one side. It's the perfect symbol for a divine process that's always cycling, where the end literally folds back into the beginning. This isn't just a narrative, it's the engine of creation. Okay, so how is this loop built? It's woven from 3 fundamental strips. First up, you've got clay. This is us, our human experience, our time here on Earth. Then there's smoke, which represents revelation, that divine light and all that hidden potential. And finally, you have fire, the strip of divine authority, of trial, the force that tests and purifies everything. These 3 are always in motion, always weaving together. And that's where the number 7 comes in. Each of those 3 strips we just talked about, clay, smoke, and fire, they each move through 7 distinct stages. But what keeps this whole cosmic engine running smoothly? The source suggests it's water, which here is a symbol for divine mercy. It's what allows the cycle to flow, to reset, and to keep going. So here's the absolute crucial point. If creation is this divine braid, then prophets aren't just historical figures who delivered a message. No, they are the living knots in the braid itself, the specific, super powerful points where clay, smoke, and fire intersect in a unique, world-changing way. They are living, breathing patterns of the divine will.
But, this is all pretty abstract, right? To really get it, we need to see these prophetic knots in action. So let's decode this idea by looking at 3 powerful examples of how these cosmic forces come together in very different but equally profound ways.
Our first example is the prophet Musa, Moses. His unique formula, the way his knot is tied, is this powerful intersection of clay, fire, and submission. He totally embodies that clash between human struggle and absolute divine authority. Let's break that down. The clay is his starting point, born into slavery, oppression, a life of just raw human struggle. The fire is that undeniable, terrifying moment of divine authority, the burning bush, where he's tested and given a command that seems absolutely impossible. Go confront the most powerful man in the world. And what defines him? Submission. He doesn't rely on his own strength, he completely trusts the divine command. And this verse just perfectly illustrates the result. Think about it. He's at the edge of the sea, Pharaoh's army is bearing down on him, and the command isn't to fight, it's to submit to a higher power. Strike the sea. It's an act of pure faith. And in that moment, reality itself bends to his submission. The human experience, the clay, gets totally transformed by the trial, the fire, all through an act of complete and total surrender. Now, while Musa's knot was forged in this huge external confrontation, our next example shows a completely different kind of intersection. This one is all about internal reception. Let's look at Miriam, whose formula is smoke, water, and the womb of light. Her story kicks off with smoke, that primordial revelation when the spirit Gabriel delivers the divine word directly to her. Then, in her moment of intense trial and pain, she's sustained by water, a stream of pure mercy that appears right when she needs it most. And her unique role? To be a womb of light. Her purity makes her the perfect vessel to carry Isa, who the Quran calls a word from Allah, a direct manifestation of divine light. And this isn't just a random event. This verse grounds her story, placing her within this sacred, chosen lineage, the family of Imran. So she's not just an individual. She's a critical node in a divinely protected spiritual line, a culmination of purity designed specifically to receive that light. Our final example, the prophet Idris, shows a pattern that's maybe the most direct of all. It's a simple 2-step process. He's purified through trial, and then he's elevated. The fire of the test doesn't destroy him, it refines him, making him ready for a direct return. And the scripture is so explicit about this. It says he was a man of truth, a prophet, and then we raised him to a high station. His story is the knot of ascension. It demonstrates that the ultimate point of the divine trial isn't destruction, but purification and elevation, a return to the source.
So, what does all this mean for us right now? Why does it even matter to think of prophets as living knots instead of just historical figures? Well, this is where the explainer kind of turns the camera around. It asks us to think about our own place in this divine pattern. Just look at this comparison. The way we usually do things is to follow prophets. We see them as people in the past, and we try to imitate what they did. But this model suggests something so much deeper, to see them as living patterns and to try and embody their inner spiritual state. It's the difference between mimicking Musa holding a staff and actually embodying his incredible submission, or the difference between just praising Miriam's piety and trying to cultivate a heart that's pure enough to receive that divine light. And that leaves us with one last critical thought to chew on. Does this divine braid, this blueprint of reality, only have knots in the past, or is every single one of us a potential intersection point of clay, smoke, and fire? Are we just meant to follow the patterns that have already been laid out, or are we being called to become living nodes ourselves, weaving our own truth, our own purity, and our own submission into the fabric of existence?